this game's going to be on the PS5, the PlayStation 5, and we knew that the console was going to give us capabilities we couldn't do before. So being able to actually play as both Peter and Miles, not only just during the main story, but as you're exploring New York City, Miles could be in Harlem, Pete could be across the river in Queens. With one button press, you can switch. So being able to switch on the fly, explore the world how you want to. It's called Spider-Man 2 for a reason because there's two of them on the box, right? And we want to make sure that it's a story about two amazing characters that we've fallen in love with over the last decade.
I love that. Now, we get to switch between these two amazing characters in Marvel's New York. New locations.
Right.
Bill, tell us about these new locations.
And that's part of what is also so cool about InSom and PlayStation and then Marvel itself coming together, deciding, well, what are we going to do in the next game? And it could have just been more. It could have just been, well, you love the first Spider-Man game, here's another one, and it's just more. Instead, it's like, okay, but what else can we add? So in addition to the new powers, both for Miles and Peter, in addition to new characters, new alt suits, is the locations. And it's like, okay, we have Manhattanville. What else is important to a Spider-Man story? And so then you start talking about, well, Brooklyn and Queens, because they have connections to the characters. So that's why I love it's not, let's not just do more, let's add. How much can we add that are going to thrill fans?
And because we've built areas of the world across the river, we have to find a way to get through there. So we added the web wings, so we're able to glide across the river, slingshot your way across the river, combine web wings and your traditional swinging capabilities. And be able to move at speeds way faster because it is on PS5.
The wind tunnels.
It's almost you can really go really fast.
It's almost like a highway so you can swing, jump in the wings, hit those wind tunnels, then go back into web swinging. It's just, I love it.
And the first thing, whenever outside of the story, the first thing they were talking about is how can we make swinging better? How can we make traversal in the open world better? Because it's such a core.
It could have been better. What?
And that's what
it can be.
We actually did think about the web wings on the first game. We're like, let's just get swinging down first, and then we'll talk about the web wings later. And then obviously it was a big. It was like on day 1.5, it was like our the web wings. So
I love it. Okay, Bill, Brian, thank you so much. Let's give it up for them one more time.
Hey! October 20th
is still at the Beagle, but a new boss under J. Jonah Jameson, who's returned to the Beagle.
Yes. So everyone is kind of facing life decisions. And you know how it is, as you grow and you get older, you have to make a series of choices. And I think the characters now, as time has passed, they're really getting to a point where it's like, what am I going to do with my life? Who am I going to be with? What do I want to do? And so you throw in things like Craven on that, and a certain symbiote.
Our new symbiote threat. Let's talk about it right now. What can you tell us about it?
Well, I know what I can't say.
You can't say a lot. You can't say a lot.
What I can say is part of the reason, one of the many things I love about the InSom team and the PlayStation team is the love and respect that they have for the Marvel characters. I mean, when we first got together, we just sat and talked about the Spider-Man toys we had, the comics we read, how we're lifelong fans, how all of us come from, the gaming and a Marvel background, and so be able to bring those worlds together with the character that we love so much. So from that comes the goal is, it's not about how many copies the game sells. We hope it sells a lot. Awards it might win. It's all about, we want people to say, that was made by fans for fans. That was a love letter to Spider-Man, all his creators, and all the stories that have come before, but they also did something new. And we want people to say, that's why I love Spider-Man, and now the rest of the world can see why I love games, why I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I think we talked about the symbiote, right?
Oh, the symbiote!
I mean, you did a really good job dodging the question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I'm literally about to ask it again.
I think, about 5 years ago, I was asked, one of the first questions that got asked about after the game came out was, why is the black suit in the game? And I said, and I remember we sat around,
Yeah.
I remember even before the game came out, we sat around looking at all the different suits we were going to have in the game.
Yeah.
And we talked about if we were going to have the black suit in the game, we had to dedicate a game about that suit and about the symbiote.
Right.
And I think for us, we understand how popular it is, why everybody loves it, all the elements, whether it's the symbiote, the bond with Peter, how that impacts him and his personality, which you've seen in some of the gameplay footage, the eventual birth of Venom. We realized that was going to take a whole game to explore. We wanted to make sure we had the platform to do it, and after Miles Morales, it just felt like the next step for our journey with these characters.
Well, it just goes to show what you said at Hall H, a game made by fans.
Right.
So you know the scope of Venom.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if they didn't, they were like, oh, let's just do, what's that suit? That's cool.
Yeah.
But they of course they knew. There are some suits that, some suits that we did alt suits of that we couldn't really tell a story because, it comes from an alternate, like Spiderman 2099 or whatnot, and we couldn't tell that story. But, they knew like, hey, it's not just a suit, there's a story, there's a history, and also we know how much